Hello student, good morning. I am Dr. Ajay Kumar Sinha, Professor of Chemistry. Today I am going to discuss DO, B.O.D and C.O.D. DO, B.O.D and C.O.D. First I will tell about DO. DO means dissolved oxygen. Water actually contains some oxygen. That is actually called dissolved oxygen. In every water, some oxygen is dissolved. That water or that oxygen present in water is called dissolved oxygen. Effluents from industries. Here effluents means contaminants, means wastewater, you can tell. Wastewater. Sewage water, that is actually called effluents. Effluents from industries after treatment are left into water streams. If the treatment is not done properly, the water streams get polluted. The analysis of water for dissolved oxygen is a key test to assess raw water quality and to keep a check on downstream water. The DO means dissolved oxygen. The DO forms the basis for biochemical oxygen demand. That is called B.O.D. Biochemical oxygen demand, which is an important parameter to evaluate organic waste in water samples. The amount of oxygen actually dissolved in a water sample is critical for many biological and chemical processes. Dissolved oxygen test is also used to monitor the amount of oxygen in boiler feed water. Now I will tell about biological oxygen demand. But here dissolved oxygen is measured in milligram per liter. That dissolved oxygen is measured in terms of milligram per liter. Now I want to tell about biological oxygen demand, B.O.D. Biological oxygen demand. What is biological oxygen demand? That just I want to tell you. Natural waters contain about 8.7 ppm of dissolved oxygen. ppm means parts per million. Just like we measure anything in gram, kg, like that way. If amount is very less, then that is measured in ppm, parts per million. Natural waters contain about 8.7 ppm of dissolved oxygen. The dissolved oxygen is capable of oxidizing pollutants, particularly the organic waste. Example of organic waste such as decomposed plant matter and animal waste. This is the example of organic waste. Then this organic waste results in a depletion of dissolved oxygen in the water. If these organic waste, as for example plant matter and animal waste, this results in a depletion of dissolved oxygen in the water. However, in running water such as streams and rivers, there is a continuous replenishment of oxygen, maintaining the dissolved oxygen level, and hence the degradation is aerobic. Aerobic means in presence of oxygen. Then here also degradation takes place, but it is aerobic. The degradation products are carbon dioxide gas and water, which are harmless. Both are harmless. Okay. On the other hand, in stagnant water, such as in lake and well waters, there is a gradual decrease in the DO level, means dissolved oxygen level, ultimately causing anaerobic. Anaerobic means absence of air, and aerobic means presence of air. Then here, on the other hand, in a stagnant water, such as in lake and well waters, there is a gradual decrease in the DO level, ultimately causing anaerobic means absence of air, degradation of organic waste, releasing obnoxious gases, means which you don't like, obnoxious gases such as H2S means hydrogen sulfide, CH4 means methane gas, and NH3 means ammonia gas, irritating gas. All are irritating. Then these are actually we tell it as a gradual decrease. This is actually degradation, and in this degradation there is a gradual decrease in the DO level, means dissolved oxygen level, ultimately causing anaerobic degradation of organic waste, releasing obnoxious gases such as H2S means hydrogen sulfide, CH4 means methane, and NH3 means ammonia gas. The amount of organic matter present in a sample of water is measured in terms of the amount of dissolved oxygen required by macroorganisms to oxidize the organic matter. This is called biological oxygen demand, means B.O.D, also called biochemical demand. Okay. Generally it is known as B.O.D, biological oxygen demand. It is defined as the amount of oxygen. How will you define B.O.D, biological oxygen demand? Then it is defined as the amount of oxygen required by macroorganisms to oxidize the organic waste present in the water or present in 1 liter of waste water over a 5-day period at 20 degree centigrade. Actually, there is a role of macroorganism which will be present in water. Then this macroorganism actually will oxidize organic matter. Okay. This amount of oxygen required by organism. Why? Then this microorganism will oxidize organic waste present in 1 liter of waste water. Then this microorganism like bacteria, as for example, it will take oxygen. It will take oxygen to oxidize organic waste present in 1 liter of waste water over a 5-day period at 20 degrees centigrade. Means 1 liter water you can keep, and in the beginning how much oxygen was dissolved. Okay, if you are knowing that things, Then after 5 days at 20-degree temperature if you are maintaining, then what is now oxygen level you measure? That difference actually is B.O.D, biological oxygen demand. Means now microorganism used oxygen. Then now oxygen level in water will decrease. Then how much it decreased? That is equal to the amount of oxygen required by microorganism to oxidize the organic waste present in 1 liter of waste water. That is actually called B.O.D. Oxygen requirement, mainly oxygen requirement by microorganism to oxidize the organic waste present in 1 liter of waste water over a 5-day period at 20 degrees centigrade. This is called biological oxygen demand. B.O.D is a water quality parameter for organic matter in water. B.O.D is a water quality parameter for organic matter in water. It is experimentally evaluated by finding dissolved oxygen content of the water sample and determining the same after keeping for 5 days in a sealed bottle at 20 degrees centigrade. The B.O.D is equal to the amount of oxygen consumed in this period during oxidation of dissolved organic matter in the water sample. It is expressed in milligram per liter, mg decimeter cube. Per decimeter cube means per liter, milligram per liter. Okay. And generally its value will come around, just example I am telling you, 8.6 milligram per liter, 8.6, 10.6, like that way, in that range. Value is very less. This is the amount of oxygen, of biological oxygen demand. Now I am coming towards chemical oxygen demand. What is the chemical oxygen demand? Now dissolved oxygen you understood, DO, B.O.D also you understood. Now come to the C.O.D. C.O.D, chemical oxygen demand. B.O.D refers to biologically oxidizable impurities and does not account for non-oxidizable and slowly oxidizable impurities. Here important things, just to listen. B.O.D refers to biologically oxidizable impurities and does not account for non-oxidizable and slowly oxidizable impurities. A faster method of determining the amount of oxygen required to oxidize both the biologically oxidizable and biologically non-oxidizable organic and inorganic waste is by evaluating the chemical oxygen demand. It is defined as the amount of oxygen consumed in the chemical oxidation of organic and inorganic waste present in 1 liter of waste water. This is the definition, important point I told you. It is defined as the amount of oxygen consumed in the chemical oxidation of organic and inorganic waste present in 1 liter of waste water. Means it is the total oxygen required Total oxygen required for organic and inorganic, for oxidation of organic and inorganic waste present in 1 liter of wastewater. In B.O.D, only, it was only for biologically oxidizable impurities, but here you are considering non-oxidizable also, non-oxidizable and slowly oxidizable impurities also. That's why it is the total oxygen required or consumed in the chemical oxidation of organic and inorganic waste present in 1 liter of wastewater. Actually, here important thing is that in water many aquatic lives are found, either in ocean or in sea, even in ponds, rivers, everywhere aquatic lives are there. Many lives are there in water. Then these aquatic lives, like fishes, frogs, different type of aquatic life I am talking about, they require oxygen. Then in water, oxygen is required for their life. For that purpose, dissolved oxygen, how much dissolved oxygen is there, that is important. If dissolved oxygen is not present in water, then fishes, frogs and other aquatic life will not survive, they will die. For that purpose, in water, dissolved oxygen is required. Presence of oxygen is required. But in the same time, in water, many organic matter may be present, green material may be present. You might have seen also plants, green plants, organic matter, that may be also present there. Sometimes waste things people are throwing in water, in river, in sea, in ocean, many things, dead body also they are throwing. Sometimes so many idols, statues, they are throwing in the water, means in river, ponds, sea, ocean. Then this green material, that is actually organic material, and these idols, which are the colored idols, statues, that will give you, that is the inorganic matter. Inorganic, all colored matter is inorganic. Then for the oxidation of this green material also required oxygen, and for the inorganic matter like colored material, for that also required oxygen. Then this is actually part by part study for this aquatic life, how much oxygen is required. Correct? It depends upon the size of the pond, river, ocean. Okay, but generally if we measure per liter, then roughly I am talking about around 10 milligram, 12 milligram, but minimum 8 milligram, 7 milligram is required. Correct? 7 to 10 you can tell, this is a requirement. And if organic matter is there, then it should require more oxygen, because more oxygen will be required. And if inorganic matter is present, then further more it is required. Okay. Then this I have told you about the chemical oxygen demand, that this what is the C.O.D, chemical oxygen demand. Then it is the amount of oxygen consumed in the chemical oxidation of organic and inorganic waste present in 1 liter of wastewater. The principle of method involves the how will you determine. I am telling you, all things can be determined. DO, dissolved oxygen, also can be determined. Biological oxygen demand, B.O.D, also can be determined. C.O.D, chemical oxygen demand, that also can be determined experimentally. But here I will not tell about all the things. I want to tell only general idea. This is for general people. Okay, and, but details you will study when you will study only determination, because law it is a derivation of the formula. Here it is not required. But I will tell just a very simple way important things. The principle of the method involves the oxidation of organic matters using chemical oxidizing agents. For the oxidation purpose, oxidizing agents are required. Due to that agent only, means oxidizing agents means substances which is responsible for oxidation. Substances responsible for oxidation is called oxidizing agents. Here example I am telling you. This oxidizing agents such as acidified potassium dichromate, KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, potassium dichromate. KMnO4 is also potassium permanganate, that is also oxidizing agent. And potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7, that is also oxidizing agent. That must be present. That must be present. Actually, it is required. Oxidizing agents such as acidified potassium dichromate in the presence of silver sulfate. Silver sulfate Ag2SO4 is also required as a catalyst which catalyze the oxidation of organic matter. Means in the presence of silver sulfate, oxidation will be fast. Okay, and in water chlorides are also present. Chloride, then this chloride actually it interferes. Then this chloride actually should not interfere. For that purpose, what is done? Chloride ions interferes in the oxidation titration or oxidation process. Then mercuric sulfate, actually in this determination, mercuric sulfate is also used along with the silver sulfate. Mercuric sulfate HgSO4 is also used. What is its role? Then mercuric sulfate is added. Why? Because it prevents the interference of chloride ions. By how it will prevent? Then this chloride ions that will form, or it will chloride ions will be converted into a complex. This chloride ion will be converted into complex. In that way, it will not interfere. Mercuric sulfate is added to prevent the interference of chloride ions by forming a complex with chloride ions present in water, and that is removed. Then chloride ion will not interfere. Okay. Then this I have told you, because in this chemical oxygen demand, these two chemicals are means very important, along with common chemicals are there. Then here silver sulfate and mercuric sulfate. Silver sulfate and mercuric sulfate both are required. Silver sulfate catalyzes the oxidation process, and mercuric sulfate binds the chloride ions, means it forms the complex. Then this chloride ion will not interfere in the process of oxidation. Now I am stopping only here. Thank you.